Hello, 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 you guys. And we are back with another Black businesswoman to feature today. So, tech is often seen as an exclusive space, but Ramallah Marshal is working to change that. As the founder of NuCoord, she's breaking barriers and reshaping what access to career opportunities look like for the underserved communities. Her journey from being laid off to launching an AI-powered EdTech tool is a testament to resilience, innovation, and a purpose driven leadership. In this feature, Ramallah will talk about the challenges of entrepreneurship, the importance of representation in tech, and her vision for the future. So, without further ado, let's talk to Ramallah. Hello.
Hello, hello, hello. Thank you so much. That was a wonderful introduction.
Thank you for just deciding to be a part of this. We really appreciate it, especially because you are representing an area where so few of us are actually working. So I'm very interested in doing this interview with you just to get some insight about your field and what it is that you do.
Yeah.
All right, so let's jump right in. What inspired your passion for bridging the gap between the underserved community and the tech industry?
hmm This is one of my favorite questions. Basically, when I went away to school, right, and I went to Eastern Illinois University. And going through college, I switched my major 5 times, and my academic advisor did not care at all. Like, okay, that's what you want to switch it to. Cool, cool, cool. And I'm like, okay, I feel like y'all should give me a little bit more guidance, but fine, no problem. Needless to say, I ended up dropping out my sophomore year of college, and I moved back home with my mom. And after that, I kind of just did some soul searching. And after having a conversation with my uncle, he was in IT for a very long time. He retired, and he was like, "Well, why don't you get into IT?" And I'm like, "IT? Don't you have to be good at math to get into IT? I'm not good at that." He was like, "No, can you read?" I was like, "Yeah." He was like, "Then you can do IT." So I'm like, "Okay." So I researched it. I ended up enrolling back in school. And I ended up landing an internship for IT help desk. I was the only Black woman, person of color on my team.
Wow.
And I was just like, why is that? And so I got desperate for mentorship. I got desperate for looking to connect with other people. And at this time, this is kind of like pre-pandemic. So not a lot of people were, in Chicago that was in tech. So that led me to like Black Tech Twitter. And I, began to expand my network there. But I was like, you know what? We need an impact right here, right now in
Mhm.
Chicago. A lot of our youth are not taught technology skills. A lot of our people in general aren't taught technology skills and how you can not just be a consumer of technology, but work on the back end of technology. It's a lucrative type of field, and it can bring in a lot of money. And so I just wanted to go back and spread this information throughout my community here in Chicago.
Okay. Now, what unique challenges have you faced as a Black woman in the tech space, and how has that sort of shaped your approach to your business?
I guess for one, feeling alienated a little bit, like being in a room where I'm the only Black person in general.
Mhm.
So that'll already make a person probably feel like some type of way about that. And I would say sometimes I felt like my voice wasn't heard, especially when I was the only woman and the only Black woman on the team in general. I just felt like my voice wasn't heard as often. So I feel like I would say something, and then a male coworker would say the same thing I said, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, that's a good idea," and I'm like, "But I just said
Yeah.
that."
Yeah.
So that's like one of the type of things that I faced in this field. But one thing about tech is like your work speaks for you. My skills speak for me. Like, okay, you don't have to listen to what I have to say, but when I'm on the back end making this technology work, you don't have a choice but to see that I know what I'm doing.
Yes. Okay. Now, what do you believe the biggest misconception about Black professionals in tech is, and how does NuCoord work to change that narrative?
Um, I think we always tell our students that When they think about tech, they think about someone that's like in the basement coding with a hood on and things like that. And I feel like that's one of the biggest misconceptions about tech, that you have to learn how to code. You have to, like I said, you have to be good in math. Like you have to be good in all those areas. So I feel like that's one of the biggest misconceptions in tech, especially within the Black community, that turns everyone off. Like, yeah, I don't want to do tech. Like, so we what we do here at NuCoord is we make it fun, we make it relatable, we make it understandable. Working in tech, a lot of people try to talk over you. They use all these big words, this big jargon, and when, like, it's like the only thing the person is asking me to do in the simplest terms is copy and paste this from this Excel sheet to the next, but they want to overcomplicate it with the way that they say it. So we make tech just understandable for the everyday person. That's one thing that we do at NuCoord. And number two, we bridge it, because working in tech, you can combine that with your passion. Like, tech is everywhere, whether you're into art, whether you're into music, whether you're into fashion, whether you're into healthcare. Tech can be combined with that. So we try to help people find out, okay, who are you? What are your passions? What are you interested in? Like, who are you core at the core? What's your interest? Are you an introvert? Are you, like, what type of person are you? And then we combine that with roles in tech, because it's a role in tech for everyone. If you're an extrovert, if you're a person that loves people, it's a role in tech for you. If you're someone like, I'd rather not talk to people that much, it's a role for you. So that's what we do here at NuCoord.
Okay. So tell us about NuCoord and your why behind opening such an amazing business.
My why behind NuCoord. So basically, like I said, it was like I couldn't find people in Chicago to really connect with. And I knew that the students, the youth of Chicago needed this. Like, they need to learn about technology. Technology isn't going anywhere. As we hear on the news right now today, all we hear is AI, AI, AI. And I'm just like, I don't want our Black people to be left behind again, because it's a mass generational wealth transfer going on right now. It's a gold mine going on right now, and I don't want us to continue to be consumers and consumers. I want us to be the pioneers. I feel like Black people are so creative. We have so many great ideas, and technology is the way that we can help get those ideas out there. So part of my why behind NuCoord is basically, like I said, putting new coordinates on your life map journey. That's what NuCoord stands for. We are helping people kind of just bridge that gap between technologies and passion, so we can contribute to the world, the economy. And when I say we, I mean we as a Black people, because honestly, that's who I'm rooting for too. So
Oh, okay. Now, how do you see AI revolutionizing education and workforce development for marginalized communities such as ours?
one of the ways I see AI is that it can speak to you on your level of education. So if it's a super complex topic, right? Like right now, I am learning about investing, like trading and stocks. And when I used to try to watch it on like YouTube videos or things like that, I couldn't quite understand it when they were trying to talk to me. But now, when I'm plugging it into AI, I'm able to say, explain this in terms that I can understand. And I feel like that's how AI is going to revolutionize it for just the Black community in general. It can talk to us in terms that we will understand, so we can be able to grasp these concepts that were once so confusing to us.
I love that. I love it. Now, you talked about learning about investments and finances. Now, many Black entrepreneurs struggle with funding and financial stability early on in entrepreneurship. What strategies have you used to sustain or grow NuCoord?
I'm still struggling too. Honestly, it's a fight every single day. But one of the strategies that we use was first knowing our products. So we teach these technology topics to just like to schools or organizations, to juvenile centers, libraries, like just different type of clients that have our audience. And basically, yeah, we teach these things. So we knowing who our audience is, knowing what our product is, and then basically putting it on the at the forefront of who we want our client to be. So for example, if we wanted a partnership with Chicago Public Library. So we reached out to one of the highest people in Chicago Public Library, like, hey, we would love to get on your calendar, discuss NuCoord and how we can, potentially do a collaboration. And just like that, we were able to get in touch with their teen and college development program, and we were able to do our virtual reality workshop at 5 different libraries around the Chicago area. So basically, just knowing my audience, knowing my product, and how to get in front of my customer, we were able to. I want to say we raised a good amount of money last year. We
Okay. So let me ask you a question. What is one failure or setback that ultimately helped your business grow stronger?
One failure or setback. That helped my business go. That's a good question. One failure or one setback. I would say learning how other businesses pay you. A lot of businesses work on like that net 30 type of thing. So they might not pay you until like 30 days after you do the service. One of the things that helped our business grow stronger was basically being able to get in front of that on a contract. Like, hey, we can only do net 15 or something like that, but we can't do net 30. So basically knowing how a customer would pay you.
Okay. Now, what do you think is missing in the current conversation around diversity and inclusion in tech? And how do we push the industry towards real progress?
Um, I would say one of the things that's missing with we need to get into the core, like the core neighborhoods of the underserved communities, like the Inglewood, the Bronzeville, the get into the urban areas of the city and making sure that these students are learning this so they can be a part of this next generation of technology. So that's one of the things that I would say is missing. And how we can kind of get ahead of that is basically the same thing, pushing out this curriculum, making sure we have organizations around the city that can go and teach these students, making sure the teachers are equipped with the knowledge to be able to teach these topics to the students.
Okay. Now let me ask you this. Are you only based solely in the Chicago area, or do you work with schools and companies out or nonprofits outside of Chicago as well?
We will work with right now. Most of our clients have been in the Chicago area, but we are open to doing virtual, or if we have to come, go somewhere else, a different state, to do an in-person workshop or summit. We will do that as well.
Okay. How do you balance being a CEO with your personal responsibilities, and what self-care practices help keep you grounded?
Um, Being a CEO, it definitely is a lot. um, I balance that with my personal responsibilities by first I make sure every morning I get up and like meditate. I do my prayer. I have to like being spiritual, like making sure I'm on a spiritual level connected with God keeps me balanced. When it comes to like, yes, I have a co-founder, and I'm the CEO, but God is basically the owner of this business, the CEO of the business. The show don't go on unless he wants it to go on. So basically making sure I'm staying in touch with God is like basically the main thing I do as far as like my self-care. And knowing when to stop stressing, that's one of the things as well too. Knowing when to pull back and not force it is another thing that I'm learning to do right now.
Okay, all right. Now, what advice do you have for Black women who are looking to break into the tech industry, either as professionals or entrepreneurs?
I would say for one, be confident. Um, I know imposter syndrome tries to, come over you like, maybe I'm not good, I'm not set out for this, or I'm not like, yes, you are. Anyone can learn tech. I'm not going to lie, like anyone can do it. So I would say be confident, and just put your best foot forward. I know that sounds very cliche, but that's honestly what it is. And just take it day by day. Like, I'm studying for a new certification right now, and as much as I wanted to just learn all I can yesterday, I felt myself getting a little bit overwhelmed, so I had to take a step back. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to pick it up on Thursday, because I can't do it today because we have an event today. But I'm going to pick it up, on Thursday. So just take it day by day, honestly.
Okay. Now, in 5 years, where do you see NuCoord, and what do you want your impact or legacy to be on the tech industry and the communities that you serve?
In 5 years, I see NuCoord being um, being partnered with different organizations, like corporate organizations, as far as funneling students from an educational curriculum down to internships, and connecting corporations with people that way. So more like, like workforce development. And then I see NuCourt as being just one of the faces of education, technology education here, especially in Chicago for sure. Um, and the impact I want NuCourt to have is, I want our students to leave once they're done with NuCourt. I want our students to be able to have the skills to show it. Like, I want the government to be coming to us like, hey, we heard that you all have the top cybersecurity people in the state of Illinois. Like, how can we contract you all? Like, I want NuCourt to be a big tech hub in Chicago. I know it's all over the place. There's so many dreams and vision that I have for NuCourt. So.
All right. And what do you want your legacy to be in the tech industry?
I want my legacy to be that I didn't have a silver spoon. Everything that I had, I got it. Like, I got it from the ground. I built it from the ground up. NuCourt, I built it from the ground up. And I want my legacy to be that, um putting new coordinates on people's life's map journey, like, as far as, helping them realize, like, tech is an industry people can thrive in.
Okay. I'm going to drop off the screen for a moment. And what I want you to do is tell people where they can find you, how they can connect with you on your social media, on your website, all of that. Okay.
Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Ramallah, and you can find me on LinkedIn at Ramallah Marshal, and you can find NuCoord at NuCoord.com. I'm sorry, can I start off? Okay, my name is Ramallah Marshal. You can find me at LinkedIn at Ramallah Marshal, or on Instagram at NuCoord.
All right, awesome. So we do also have your website going across the bottom of the
I like
screen,
that. That's cute.
NuCoord.org. So your information is available. Listen, you guys, we have to support Ramallah in everything that she's doing, especially for Blacks in technology. This is a really big field that we as Black women need to move into more often. So Ramallah, thank you so much for being a part of this series. We really appreciate it, and we look forward to highlighting you more in the future.
Yes, thank you so much. And thank you for doing this. This is amazing that you're highlighting, Black women, small business, Black owners, Black women, because we often feel overlooked. Like, am I doing the right thing? Should I keep going? Am I, like, sometimes you want yourself to be noticed. So thank you. You're doing your thing. So
Thank you. And that's what this platform is for, to
yeah,
set us up so we are seen, so we are heard, and that our voices are clear, and
yeah.
we can help each other be successful in business as well.
Yes, this is amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Stick around for a moment. Listen, you guys, Ramallah's story is no different from any other beautiful Black businesswoman that we have met. Now, she is proof that technology isn't just about innovation, it's about people, it's about access and empowerment. Now, through NuCoord, she is changing the way individuals approach career exploration and proving that diversity in tech is not just a conversation, but a necessity. As she continues to build and expand, one thing is clear: the future of tech is more inclusive because of leaders like her. Keep up with Ramallah and NuCoord as they continue to open doors and change the industry for the better. Her website is going across the bottom of the screen. And once again, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Black Businesswomen.